Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but we're back at it again. I don't know why I did that with some weird recipe videos. And anyways, this is kind of a weird angle of my kitchen, but here you can see the big window there. Wait, what window is that? That's the front door. That's letting all that light in. Anyways, today we're gonna be making my homemade barbecue recipe. Barbecue sauce recipe. And this one's really easy because there's no cooking involved. So it's kind of like a raw sauce, I guess. But it's really good. I've made it tons of times. My husband really likes it. And the best thing about it is that you can kind of vary the recipe depending on what you prefer. So I don't ever use measurements, like ever, when I'm cooking. I just don't. I don't really follow recipes, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and kind of show you what I do, but I need to get some spoons, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so like I said, we're pretty much just gonna combine everything into a container, and I'm just gonna whisk it together, and that's gonna be our barbecue sauce recipe. So today I'm making this specifically so that I can just pour it into the crock pot and make pulled chicken for my husband. But usually I put it in like an old mason jar and just store it in the fridge. I don't know how long it can last for. I mean, everything's full of preservatives these days, so I don't know, just go with what you feel. All right. Anyway, so I'm just going to get started. So the base of this recipe is going to be ketchup. If you don't know, the base of barbecue sauce is generally tomatoes. Sometimes you can use like canned tomatoes, tomato paste, whatever. Sometimes you cook it on the stove, but for this recipe, I'm just using ketchup, which, just so you know, already has sugar in it. So kind of keep that in mind when you're adding sugar later. But we are Canadian, so we are using Giant Tiger ketchup because we don't support Heinz anymore. No, we support Canadian ketchup companies. So again, I guess this just depends on how much ketchup or barbecue sauce you want to make, but I'm just gonna pretty much pour, I would say, like the rest of this container in. So let's just do that. Okay, so I got like about 2/3 of a cup. Pretty much I emptied the entire bottle. And now you're gonna wanna balance that out with a little bit of vinegar. I always use apple cider vinegar. That's just always what I use. I always have some on hand. I don't get the fancy stuff. I just get the no name from Loblaws, and I think it tastes just fine. So we are going to, I'll just show you how much I put in here. And I mean, you can always go back later and taste it and change the quantities. But I'm probably gonna put in about, I'd say there's probably about 3 tablespoons. I'm just gonna wait to mix everything till the end. And now let's put in our garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so does my husband. So I'm gonna put in about 2 big teaspoon, or whatever this is called, size dollops of garlic. Again, you do it to taste. And then another thing that's kind of optional is a smoky flavor. So this is liquid smoke. I just got this from Loblaws, I think probably in like the barbecue section. This little bottle has lasted me like many batches of barbecue sauce, and I think it's only probably like $4. So this is the Stubbs Mesquite liquid smoke. I'm not sure if there's different flavors, but again, this is to taste. This, oh, it smells so good. I love smoky barbecue sauce. So we are just gonna add kind of a lot of that. Kind of a lot. That was probably like a tablespoonful. And that's gonna give it a more rich color. Like, so the more of this that you add, obviously the smokier it'll be, the more kind of like hickory taste, if you like that. And my husband does, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more actually. Actually, I don't think there's much left. No, there's not, so I'm just gonna add the rest of it. So it's just like a bit of a tablespoon and a bit. All right, now we'll add some brown sugar. Again, I don't measure things, okay? So we are just gonna go for, this is my brown sugar here. I just use this thing that keeps the brown sugar soft, and I use it as a scoop. And I do probably 1, 2, 3 scoops. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do 3, and then I'll go and taste it later. Remember that there is sugar in the ketchup, just so you're aware. Okay, and now we're gonna go with our spices. I always put in a little bit of sea salt. because salt actually does bring out other flavors, just so you know, and pepper, because we love pepper in this family. So this is all to taste, but I'm gonna add a little bit of hot sauce. We don't generally use a lot of hot sauce, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, but if you like it spicy, then make it spicier. But I'm just adding maybe like a tablespoon, just for a little spice. And I haven't done this before, but I'm gonna add a little bit of this honey Dijon mustard, which may sound random, but I think that the mustard would really go well with this barbecue sauce, you know? And then for our spices, I always put in paprika. This is actually smoked paprika. I just get it from my bulk food store, but I really like stuff that's smoked. So I'm adding maybe a tablespoon of paprika, and then chili powder, just for a little bit of heat, just like a pinch of chili powder. And then this stuff, which I get from Costco, it's the Clubhouse roasted garlic and peppers. I put this shit on everything. So I love this, so this is gonna go in too. And just so you know, I'm gonna put in probably like 4 tablespoons of this stuff. I kind of put in a lot. Like I said, we like stuff really garlicky, but just so you know, like the longer that you leave this, the better the flavor will be. So like what you taste right away may not be like the final flavor that it is in a week from now if you put it in the fridge and leave it. But I just always prefer to make shit like this when I can over store-bought. I mean, it's generally cheaper and you just know what's in it. I mean, obviously there's preservatives in the mustard, probably, I'm guessing, and the ketchup, but other than that, actually the garlic. Now I'm just gonna taste it to see how it tastes. Very sweet, very smoky. That is delicious. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, maybe a little bit more pepper. You can never go wrong with pepper in my opinion. And then a little bit more heat with the Frank's Red Hot and the chili powder. It basically didn't have any heat that I could taste. But like I said, the flavors will kind of like develop as it sits together and everyone works together and their flavors all combine and everything. And it will get better too after you cook it. If you cook it, in this case I am, because I'm cooking it in the crock pot. Gotta tell you, that's fucking good. That's probably one of the better ones I've made, and I think it was because I added extra liquid smoke. So I'm gonna remember that from next time. Anyways, so this is what the barbecue sauce looks like. You know, it looks like really chunky barbecue sauce because I have a lot of garlic in there, but I just really like garlic, so does my husband. And anyways, if you don't know how to make barbecue sauce, I hope this helped you and I hope you try it out. And anyways, that's it for today's video. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.